Hello, hello, hello. Waiting for other people to come in. I cannot see. Volume down. Dum, dum, dum. Just bringing the stream up on the phone. I hope you guys can hear me. I can't see chat. Oh, there we go. There we go. Just get this down here. Hey, Libby! Thank you for typing something. I didn't know if it was working or not. Hi, Amy. And Cynthia. Hello. I've never gone live before on YouTube, so I'm testing out all of the things to see if they are working or not, and Leslie needs to learn how to work. Hi, Stacy. She needs to learn how to work the moderator tools and all of that, because we are going to... Hello. We're going to try to do this. I think it's going to be every Tuesday evening about this time. Kind of like a virtual, you know, hi, Kim! A virtual just get together and craft and chat and spend time with each other. Is everything coming through all right? By the way, if you've never been in a live chat before, I have a bit of a delay. So if I get quiet, I'm sorry. It's because I'm trying to read chat or all of that good stuff. I don't know if the video, and am I doing okay? Is it streaming properly? Is it buffering? Not quite certain. No, I do not want you to say naughty things. I don't even think that Leslie is here yet. She should be here soon, though. Don't say naughty things. And I don't want her to have to ban anybody. Yay! Video and audio are both good. Thank you. Yay. I probably need to plug in my phone. No buffer with you. Great. That's what I like to hear. You think my window should be bigger. My window? Let me see if I can change that while I am live. No. Okay. It should change. Let's see if that's gonna help you any. It may be closer, but if I get it any closer, then I won't have this area right here because my computer I'm using for my face, I'm using the built-in computer on my MacBook, and then for the overhead, I'm using my Logitech camera. Yay, Leanne! She made it. So I can't really scoot it any closer. Let me see how close I can get it. Let me look at my other one. Let me see how much closer I can get it. Come on. Pop up. Let me see. See, the shadow is starting to come in. See, there you can see the end of it. That's about as close as I can get you, Kim. I'm sorry. You know, I can zoom on the one that is above, but I haven't yet figured out how to zoom in the front-facing camera. I don't know. For some reason, it's telling me that my stream health is, says that it's okay. You guys might be experiencing minor issues. I hope nobody's experiencing minor issues. That would be bad. We don't want that. I wonder where Leslie is. I haven't seen her yet. So it's Tuesday. Can I lift the angle a little on the face cam? Lift the angle a little on the face cam. Goodness, Kim is all picky, y'all. Let me see how far I can get it, because I have a, I have like a, oh, I forget what they're called, but it's a metal shelf that sits over the top of my, my workstation. And it holds all kinds of lights and all of that good stuff. So hopefully that's a little bit better for you. Oh, it was cropping off the top of my head? Maybe some more light on me? Let me see. These lights tend to wash me out because I'm so pale. Hold on. And that might take away a little bit of the light from the crochet area, but maybe not. We will see. We will see if that is any better for you guys. Grab my phone and take a photo of my setup. I will do that afterwards. Yeah, this is a blanket. This is yarn that I got for my grandbaby, and I was going to make her a mermaid tail with it because I wanted, you know, like the appearance of a lot of texture with the colors and stuff. But when I started to make the shells to make the scales on the mermaid tail, the colors just weren't fitting where they were supposed to, so I didn't like it. So I ripped it all apart, and now I'm just making her a granny square blanket. Because I cannot be bothered at all. I have issues with a lot of variegated yarns because I can't handle strange, odd color changes, you know, like sudden color changes. I can't handle those. I have 2 grandbabies, 2 2-year-olds. Yes. This is a Clover Soft Touch hook. It's the hooks that I use all the time. They're just more comfortable for me in my hand. Wrong way. I prefer those over other crochet hooks. I have issues. I usually stop after saying that. Yes. We all know that Kim has issues. For those of you that are not part of the Fiberific Fun Zone, there's a weekly chat on her channel every Wednesday, and Kim is a moderator over on that channel, and we all know that she has issues. This is actually Aran weight yarn, and it's a 5.5 crochet hook. Aw. Mine are 1,500 miles away from me, so I don't get to see them very often. They think that their Yaya lives in a phone from FaceTime. I'm almost positive of it. But hopefully I will be going back east within the next couple of years. That's the goal anyway. How's everybody's week going? Stop it. I don't want you there. Oh, is your bestie feisty like Kim? 8 grandbabies. Whew, mercy. That's a lot of Christmas crocheting right there. Have mercy. All the Kims you know are troublemakers. That's funny. I gotta be careful because I think I'm inching down just a little bit too far for you guys to be able to see. Not that anybody needs to pay attention to how granny squares are done. I chose this one because, you know, it's simple and it's repetitive and I don't really have to count or really pay attention, so I can just chat while I'm making this. Speaking of chatting, y'all, I live in a very small rural town, if you guys don't already know that, and we just got a local yarn store not too long ago, and they were still busy remodeling it. It has a cafe in it, well, a bakery in it that also does coffee and things like that. So they've been busy remodeling. The yarn portion has been open for a couple months, but the cafe hasn't been open, or the bakery rather. I keep calling it a cafe. It's not, it's a bakery. Hasn't been opened yet. Well, I just got a notice that our first stitch gathering is going to be this Friday. I am so excited because I am always jealous of people that can go to stitch gatherings, and I couldn't because, one, I don't know nobody here still after 2.5 years of living here. I still don't know anybody except for the people that I work with. And you know, I just want to be around fellow lovers of the yarn. I don't know how many people are going to show up there. I don't know the type of people that are going to show up there. Leslie isn't even here yet, so Leslie can't mod with you. Or she can't mod. Not with you, but she can't mod you because she isn't here yet. And you shouldn't say naughty words. That's naughty. I have to remember to be careful and not read what Kim says out loud, because she's not wearing a boss hat on this channel, and she'll make me say bad things if I'm not paying close attention. Oh, are you guys at your coffee date? I saw earlier that you guys were, yay, you're at the coffee shop. Hi, Andrea. See, there you go. Fellow crocheters meeting up. Ooh, the gypsy shawl. What yarn are you using for it? And how far have you gotten into it? Mine turned out massive. I mean, I'm short. I'm very short. I'm only 5'4". So that sucker, with the way that it's written, I did it just how it was written, and it comes down to my ankles. Went way overboard with that. Did I say that I'm excited for my stitch gathering? Very excited for it. How many people do we have in here? And where did Leslie go? I was just talking to her on Facebook not an hour ago. I wonder where she went. A corner to corner. Tina, hi Tina, by the way, is working on a corner to corner wedding blanket for her daughter. When does she get married, Tina? Ooh, just 23 squares? You got a little bit of time left yet. What was that? It was like, if you go by the pattern, it's, what is it, 96 squares that it is? I can't remember. It's a whole lot. Hey, Nancy. Aw, thank you. I am glad that it is helpful for you. Turn. I'm trying to get an ocean wave done before I start my next cowl. Boy, I know those feelings. Crocheting on a deadline. A self-imposed deadline. I know those feelings. It's June and I'm working on a Christmas present. Although technically my Christmas will be on Thanksgiving in November for this group because they will be here for Thanksgiving, but they won't be here for Christmas. So I'm just going to give them their Christmas presents in November so I can see the faces. Ooh, 70 motifs. It's a lot, but you know what? It's worth it. It's not going to happen. Amy said that it's not going to happen. She's not going to get her present done or her project done before the next cowl starts. Which cowl are you going to be starting? I just saw a cowl. The Neve collection is starting a new cowl coming here soon, and it is beautiful. But I do not, the way that they do their cowls is through a subscription service. You pay a certain amount each month and you become basically a member of the Neve collection, and you get access to all of the formal or the former patterns that were out by the Neve collection, and then you get the new patterns as they come out. So after the crochet along, they will release the pattern for sale. So I'm just going to wait until it's released. Hello, Carol. You have a blanket for a granny, or do you have a video for a granny square blanket? I think that's pretty standard. Most people, it's a very easy stitch for new crocheters to learn. Leanne says, do you use the chain up method for your grannies? I just found out about the single crochet chain one. I love it and it's as neat as can be. I have no idea what the chain up method is. I don't know what that is. I've never used that. Are you talking about in the corners? In the corners, I normally just chain 2 in my corners. If I'm working with Aran weight yarn, if I'm working with DK, then I just chain 1. But I think that's personal preference because I like my corners to be tighter. Hello, Rebecca. You guys can hear me okay, right? I have my microphone in a different position from where I normally have it when I am filming. I didn't want to take a chance on constantly hitting it while I was talking it to you. I have seen it, and yes, after you turn, to me makes no difference. Oh, good. I'm glad that you guys can hear me. When you start the next round, did I miss a Pat? I think I missed something somewhere on chat because I don't understand what you're saying. I'm sorry. Oh, chain up. Oh! Now yes, I do that if I stay with the same yarn. Whenever I start my next stitch, yes, I chain up. And a lot of the times, because I don't like how different, you know, starting stitches, if you're doing a double crochet, then it's typically 3 chains to start the stitch, and then you do 2 proper double crochets. I will actually just chain 1, and then I will treat it like a standing stitch and just put in a double crochet, because I think that chains, I'm OCD. I know I've said it several times, but I'm really, really OCD, and I can see tiny little differences in things. People probably wouldn't be able to see them, but I can. So I don't like doing the chains. Yay, Cynthia can hear me just fine. That's good, because my microphone is quite a ways away from me, so I was concerned about that. But that makes me feel better. Speaking of babies trying to call me, I'm in the middle of a live chat. We can't be having no phone calls. Wonder if she's calling to tell me I have lipstick on my teeth or something like that. Because she should be watching. Turn. How many people do we have in the chat? I don't like that I can't see how many people we have in the chat, because I like keeping tabs on things like that, but YouTube won't let me see. That's not fun. Somebody tell me how many people we got in here. Oh, I'm gonna need you to stop it. Dun, dun, dun. I don't know why, but I thought that if I put my phone with the video up next to me, I would be able to see chat quicker, but it doesn't look like that happens. 19 people. Wow. That's not bad for a first live stream, huh? Not bad at all. Are all of you guys in North America? I know that Kim and Leanne are in Australia, I believe. And they have cold weather right now because it's winter for them. It was like 104 degrees here today. Oh, Rebecca, why haven't you crocheted? Vermont, Missouri, West Virginia, Ohio. Look at you guys. Texas. Renee, I might be close to you. Are you Western Texas or Eastern Texas? Florida, that's where I'm going to be in a couple years. Michigan, Minnesota. Toronto. Florida. Darling Downs, Australia. The Netherlands. Whoa, Karen, it is late for you, isn't it? Thank you for staying up. Just south of Fort Worth. Ah. Then I think I am about 4 hours away from you. That's not bad, considering. Because you know I'm 26 hours away from my family. So it could be worse. Rebecca, I think it's time for you to pick up a crochet hook and crochet some. Oh. Pat says that her grandson used her YouTube app and left it signed in, so she's showing up as him. That's funny. So what is your YouTube handle? And is your name Pat? Probably not. I'm calling you Pat, and you're probably not Pat. My weather is extremely hot. Like, whoa, hot. I walked outside for about, I don't know, like 5 minutes because day before yesterday we had a windstorm come through and my tomato plant is outside because I'm from the South and fried green tomatoes is a thing, but you can't get green tomatoes here. They won't even order them for me at the grocery store. So the only way I can get green tomatoes is if my family ships them to me, which is expensive because they have to ship them overnight. Because of the heat, they will end up, you know, turning, and we don't want that. So I have a tomato plant growing, and the wind was so bad, I had to go run out there and save it and bring it inside. So I walked outside to take my tomato plant, his name is Tony, out, and I thought that I was going to explode because it was hot. Instantly, my face felt like I had a sunburn. Whew, Lord. Karen says that it's 2:30 in the morning over there. Well, thank you for staying up and hanging out with us. Oh, Cindy. Hi, Cindy. I was wondering where you were because you had liked the Facebook post. And I didn't see you come on here, so I was concerned about where you had gone. Linda said that she had severe thunderstorms earlier. Ooh, I hope there was no damage for you, Linda. Leanne says, I'm crocheting 2 scrappy slippers. Are those the slippers that you were talking about for somebody that couldn't find slippers in his size? Are you still working on those suckers? The crochet boats, if you will? Fried green tomatoes are food from the gods, man. I was so upset because they grow tomatoes here. I don't understand, like, why they can't just give us some green tomatoes. But nope, they won't even order them in the grocery store. They said we can't sell them. Fine. You grew up in, Sherry grew up in the Carolinas. When we moved to Florida, I had my hubby try them. He loved them. And yes, they are. Yes. Well, I grew up in South Carolina. That's where I'm from. South Carolina. Yeah. Normal men's size. There are a lot of strange things here. You know, it's particularly difficult for me because I have a lot of food allergies. And one of the things that I am allergic to is peppers. And unfortunately, here in New Mexico, like, the only spice that anybody knows how to use is the chili pepper. All different kinds of chili peppers. So for me, it's really hard whenever we go out to eat because there's chili everything. I mean, they put green chilies on everything. It's very hard. Captain D's has them on the menu. I don't even know. We don't even have a Captain D's anywhere here. In the next town that's over, it's about 25 minutes drive away. I think in this little town we have a McDonald's, we have a Sonic, we have a Pizza Hut, we have a Taco Bell, and a Burger King. And that's all that we have here for fast foods. There are no restaurant chains, like go in and sit down restaurant chains. There are none of those here. We have to drive at least 25 minutes to get to something like that. Ooh, well, thank you, Linda. I like this too. I am hoping that she is going to, well, I mean, she's 2. She isn't going to really know the difference. But I hope that she gets some good use out of it. Hello, Kimberly from North Carolina. What part of North Carolina are you from? Every time I see somebody say that they're from the Carolinas, I'm like, hi, relative. Something close to it. Familiarity. Yeah, I thought that I lived in a small town as well. I am from a little town called Beaufort, South Carolina. It's a little island community, the very, very bottom portion of South Carolina. And, you know, it has 3 military bases, basically. If the military bases weren't there, then South Carolina, or Beaufort would just fade away. But I thought that I was from a small town until I moved here. No. Leanne said, by the way, I loved the piece you did on the benefits of crafting on your mental health. You know, Leanne, he asked me to collaborate with him back in December. That's how long it's been since he asked me to do that. I was a little bit leery about doing a guest appearance on someone else's channel, but I am very, very glad that I did, because a lot of people have said that they enjoyed it and that they were glad that someone did a video on it. Linda says that her town is so small they don't even have a population sign. That's small. You want to know why that's small? Because I have a relative that lives in Sturgis, and I usually go there during rally every year to help out because they own a bar. And I have a brother that lives in Wyoming. So last year or the year before, I went to Wyoming to go and visit him on my way to Sturgis. So I went a different route than what I normally take. There was a little town and their population sign said 4. So do you have like 3 people? Do you have to have 4 people to rate a population sign? Libby grew up in West Columbia. I know lots of people that live in Columbia. Let's see. Kimberly's brother was born at Parris Island. Oh, I come from a Marine Corps family. Like literally, it's the family business. The Marine Corps is big in my family. Even if I bought a whole flat of tomatoes. No, they won't even order them for me. They won't, because I would suck it up and I would fry up a whole lot of tomatoes, or I would try and freeze them, or I would try and do something with them. But they won't order them for me at all. Karen says, I will be in the U.S. next month for a holiday. What is the yarn store I have to go to? Well, Karen, we have several of them. We have a store called Michael's. We have a store called Hobby Lobby. We have a store called Joann's. Those are the big ones. But they basically all carry the same thing anyways. So if you can get to one of those, you might enjoy them. Where you're from the... Karen, where are you the one that's in the Netherlands? I'm sorry. Trying to keep everybody straight, because you might be a little bit disappointed with the quality of yarn that you can find here. There's a town here with a population of 1. No joke. That's funny. I can can them. But you know, the whole point of having green tomatoes is to fry them. You can't make fried green tomatoes out of canned tomatoes. I mean, I'm sure you could, but those would be awful squishy. The local yarn stores have better yarns. They do, but they are more expensive. They are a whole lot more expensive. Although, you know, I can't really say that because I just got finished buying that Cascade yarn that I just reviewed on my channel yesterday. I bought that Cascade yarn at my local yarn store, and I think it was $10.82, and you could buy it for like $10.28 or something like that on Love Crochet. So it wasn't all that much of a difference. Yeah, you know what, Karen? You're going to be really disappointed with the quality of yarns that you're going to find at local yarn stores here. Now, we have a lot more cakes than a lot of places do. Cakes are all of the rage right now, so that might be something that interests you if you're a cake lover. Let's see. Green tomato relish or green tomato pickle. Look. All I want in life is fried green tomatoes, okay? That's the only thing that I want. And I'm gonna need New Mexico people to get with the program and just get me some daggum tomatoes. Because my tomato plant, poor Tony, he hasn't figured out yet that his life depends on him producing. Because he ain't doing it yet. Yeah, we have a ton of Red Heart Super Saver here in the US. And Red Heart Super, I'm telling you, it is nothing compared to the yarns that you have. Do I like onions in them? In fried green tomatoes? I don't think that I've ever... How do you fry a tomato with onions? I am confused. You fry onions with tomatoes. How do you cook fried green tomatoes? Okay, so you slice them up like you would if you were going to put them on a hamburger or a sandwich. Slice them up. And the way my family does it is we have 3 different troughs that it goes through, if you will. First, we dust it in flour that's seasoned. Then it goes into an egg wash. And then it goes into a wash you coat it with panko breadcrumbs that are seasoned as well because my family likes them extra crunchy. And then you fry them in a pan. And most of the time, and in fact all of the times whenever I'm cooking fried green tomatoes, I end up burning my tongue because I can't wait long enough for them to sit there and cool after I pull them out of the pan. Oh. Don't they have a crumb or batter or flour? Yep. That's how my family does them. Dip them in flour first and coat them, then the eggs, and then coat them in the panko. That's how we do them. Nummy, 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 nummy. I think I might still have some pictures on my phone from the last time I had fried green tomatoes. I will look and I will post them in the Facebook group later if I do have them for you guys to see because they are so yummy. If you've never had a fried green tomato, you really just don't know what you're missing in life. It's good stuff. Do they have the same taste? No, they do not have the same taste. They're more tart than a regular tomato. And they don't have the same texture either. Green tomatoes, they're extremely firm, whereas ripened potatoes aren't. Karen says that she's not really into cakes. Sorry, I was really hoping for a giant yarn superstore. Well, Karen, I'm not into cakes either. I'm just not a fan of them. Again, sudden color changes, not my thing. Hello, Suzanne, working on the gypsy shawl in El Paso, Texas. So let's see. Let me see if I can find some examples of some yarn. I don't know if you crochet with thread, but this is, let me put this under here for you. This is I don't know when you're coming, but Hobby Lobby is having a massive sale going on right now. I got these for 84 cents at Hobby Lobby. And this is number 10 crochet thread, and all of their crochet thread was on sale. This scrubby type yarn, which I'm sure you have some of it, Yarn Bee is a Hobby Lobby brand. They had this on sale for $1.12. I did not hit the sales, or my local Hobby Lobby, which is 30 minutes away, didn't have all of the great sales that everybody else was getting. I'm still seeing pictures where people have saved, you know, $500 and spent $60. So that's yarn that you can get at stores here. Red Heart Super Saver, I'm sure you know what it is. Red Heart Unforgettable. Karen Simply Soft. I know that a lot of people do like Karen Simply Soft, so you can get that at you know, most stores. Crazy little novelty things that, yeah, I don't know, there's so much. What am I making with my granny stitch? Oh, it's a blanket. It's just going to be a plain square blanket for one of my grandbabies. Linda's working on an Afghan using her scraps. There's a place called Webb's in Massachusetts. Yeah, that's good. That's another thing. If you can tell us, you know, what city you're going to, we might be able to help you out with what might be closer. Or we may even be able to find somebody who's local throughout the groups and give you some input of where to go. Let me see. I'm just scrolling back through chat to make sure. You know, Libby, my family used to use cornmeal instead of panko until my aunt discovered panko and she started making all of her fried green tomatoes with panko, and then I think everybody just gave up on cornmeal. Ooh, Kimberly got some bamboo yarn from Webb's. That's nice. Oh, I don't know if you guys have gone back. I mean, this was in November or December when I blogged about Vinnie's Colors, which is a South African yarn brand. There are only 2 places where you can buy Vinnie's Colors in the U.S. So unfortunately for you guys that aren't in the U.S., it won't help you out much. But Vinnie's Colors Serena, which is a 100% bamboo yarn, it is the softest bamboo yarn to date that I have ever touched, and I love working with it. The cheapest place you could buy it in the U.S. was $12 for a 50-gram ball. $12, and that doesn't include shipping. Well, they are having a sale going on right now where the balls are, I think it was $7.60 for the balls of yarn. In fact, all of the Vinnie's Colors, her cotton yarn and her bamboo cotton blends, all of that are on sale at bsweet.com. And it's in the US, so it will ship to you from the US instead of South Africa, so you don't have to pay insane South African shipping costs. Hi from New Orleans, working on a corner to corner. My son's choice all black for his blanket, so not much color. Oh, Jennifer, bless your heart. Working in all black. Woo! Bamboo yarn is absolutely fabulous, Linda. It is so well, good bamboo yarn. It is so soft. Incredibly soft. I had my bamboo, I had my Vinnie's Colors yarn for probably, when did I get it? I got it sent to me, I think, in December. And it's June, and I started working on a project with it last month. Like, that's how special it was to me. It's called Vinnie's Colors Serena. Let me grab a sample for you so you can see. Oh, and of course I grabbed 2 of the same color because I'm a goof. So this is Vinnie's Colors Serena. It's 100% bamboo, and all of their dye is made by, it's hand balled and it's hand dyed by women that are impoverished in Africa. So she actually gives work to women that need work in South Africa. And it is just beautiful. Let me get this up here and see if it's going to focus in for you. It is so, so super, super soft. I love it. I love it a lot. And it's not very expensive if you're in South Africa. But if you're anywhere else besides South Africa, it turns out to be expensive really, really, really quickly. We will be in San Francisco on July 17th and then travel for a month through California, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, Utah, Wyoming, Idaho, and Oregon. Wow, Karen, you are going to lots and lots of places. I live in New Mexico, by the way. There's not much to see here. So you'll run into Hobby Lobby, you'll run into Michael's, you will run into AC Moore, you will run into, I don't think you're going to run into a Webb's. Where to order? bsweet.com is the one that's having the sale right now. Now, mind you, even with it being on sale, this ball of yarn right here is $7.60. $7.80, $7.60, something like that. I forget what it is. And that's not including your shipping. So it's still very pricey. But this is, I can't say that I think that it's worth $7.60. It's very soft. It's the softest bamboo I've ever used to date. It's quite lovely. But I also know that it costs the equivalent. If I were in South Africa to buy this, it would cost me like $2.50. So I have issues paying $7.60. And I really had issues paying $12 a ball for that. I thought that that was absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. That was gifted to me. For those of you that are in the Facebook group, Maxine Sutherland actually sent me that from New Zealand because she is from South Africa and her parents are still there. So she goes there and she visits, and she sent that to me because she loves me. Yes. It is. It's very, but it's not expensive in South Africa. It's because of the taxes, the duties that have to get paid on textiles whenever they come into the US, because it's a natural fiber. The taxes are higher on it, and then of course whenever you go to, they buy it at wholesale, and then they got to pay the taxes and the shipping to get it here, and then they got to apply their markup to it. So, you know, I still think that she went a little bit crazy. Did I add extra stitches in the corner? No. Nope. 3, and just 2. I put 2 stitches there. 2 chains. Yes, those ladies do get to work, Rebecca. That is true. I am just hoping that one of these days it will be more affordable to get Vinnie's colors in the US. I know that when I spoke with Vinnie in December, she was working on a situation to make that happen. So I am hoping that it will come to fruition, because her company really does make some beautiful yarn. And it's nice. Bamboo yarn in itself is a little bit pricier because of the processing that it has to go through in order to turn the bamboo into yarn. It is a little bit pricier, but I've never felt to date. I do have something coming to me that is also a South African yarn, but hopefully will be more readily available and there is some bamboo coming in that package to me. I think it might be 2 weeks before I get the package, 2 or 3 weeks before I get that package, and I'll do a live unboxing of that. It's coming from a couple different, I think it's 3 different yarn creators in South Africa, and I'll do a live unboxing of that and show you guys what's in it. And I've never felt them before, so I have no idea, and I don't know what their price is going to be. So we'll have to see, but the answer is no. Nothing compares to it. Literally, it's like you could take a Kleenex, the softest Kleenex that you've ever touched, and brush it against your cheek, and that bamboo is still softer than it. No joke. The price of yarn reminds me of the candy in Australia that I know. So last week on Fiberifics, for Wednesday, for those of us in the US, Thursday, if you're in New Zealand or Australia, she was going through, she went and she bought an entire box of candy to hoard away for her daughter, because apparently they have a sale once a year where they get American candy over there. She was paying like crazy prices for little things that we take, milk duds. Milk duds. She paid like the equivalent of $10 US for a little box of milk duds. It's like, Lord have mercy. If we didn't have the issue with the heat, because I just worry about them melting, I would have sent her a whole box of candy from here. Because it's just stuff that we take for granted that they can't get there. It's so expensive. Whew. And I don't know why that is. I know that with yarn, the whole purpose of the high duties on natural fibers is because they want manufacturers and they want companies to use, local here from the US. But the problem is there's nobody in the US growing bamboo to manufacture bamboo. There isn't anybody doing it. And if there was, our pay scales are so high that nobody would ever be able to afford to buy the yarn. That was the problem with Shapies. Shapies is, and I know that I've said that wrong. Please, I have said that wrong, but I'm from the US. I can't talk like that. So Shapies yarn is a Dutch yarn, and they were in business for quite some time. And then when the Netherlands changed their employment laws, it made it to where it wasn't cost effective for them anymore to produce the yarn. So they ended up closing Shapies, and it was closed for 18 years before a different company bought the name and started manufacturing the yarn under that name again. But they're not even manufacturing in the Netherlands. It's been a big old thing with its crochet o'clock since its inception, because they don't mark on their yarn where it's made. So nobody actually knows where Shapies is made. Everybody was just automatically assuming that because it's a Dutch company that it was made in the Netherlands, and that's not so. Not so. Let me see. Jennifer asked a question, but I missed it while I was rambling on. Let me see. When you turn the corner, when you turn the corner on the blanket you're working on, did you add extra stitches in the corner to keep it squared? Yes. When I turn the corner working on a granny blanket, I work the 3 double crochets, and then I chain 2, and then I work 3 double crochets in the same spot. And I'm working with Aran weight yarn, so that's why I chain 2, just because I need that extra little bit of space in there. If I was working with DK weight yarn, then I would just chain 1, but everybody always chains 2. I'm just the strange one. Sorry that I missed that. I didn't mean that. We need a candy for yarn circle. Oh, you watched Kim Knits dyeing yarn this week. Yes, I like watching Kim knit. She's always so happy, isn't she? She's always smiling and she's always laughing and just happy. She's fun to watch. I enjoy watching her, and she's always dyeing yarn. I love watching people dye yarn. I don't want to dye yarn because I don't want to go through all of the mess to learn how to dye yarn and buy all of the stuff that I would need to dye yarn. I don't want to do that. I'm not strange. It's okay that I missed it. I am strange. You will learn that, but that's okay. It's my particular little brand of strange. Let's see. Dum dum dum. Just looking at my screen. That she uses every day. You like that she uses everyday equipment. Well, I mean, technically it is everyday equipment, except for things like the face masks. You know, I mean, that's not everyday equipment, but it is absolutely needed. If you're using powder dyes, you have to have a face mask. Oh, thank you. I will take the sweet one. Yes, I'm sweet and I'm strange. And I'm glad that you love me. Pots and plastic. Yeah, you know, I mean, it is everyday stuff, but the thing is, whenever you start dyeing yarn, once you use something for dyeing yarn, you can't use it for anything else. You know, like your utensils, your pots, those things, you can't use that for anything else. So you literally either have to go buy new stuff to replace the stuff that you're taking out of your kitchen, or you have to go buy new stuff to use just for dyeing. And some of those pots, you know, those big pots, if you want to do several skeins of yarn at once, those things can get pricey. Mercy. Leanne said, I met Chantel and bought one of the skeins she dyed live. Did you? So 2 weeks ago, Chantel is in Australia, and they have this big yarn thing every year called Bendigo, and it's this huge thing. Wait, is she at Bendigo? Maybe she wasn't. Maybe she was at another one. But she has her live chats weekly, and she needed to dye yarn to take with her to the show, but she also needed to do the live chat. Hey, Daiko! I'm so happy to see you. So she needed to dye yarn. Well, it ended up that 2 weeks ago, we were all on live chat with her for like 2.5 hours, something like that, watching her dye yarn. And we all got to choose different colorways of the, you know, the dyes that she had mixed up and stuff. Which one did you get, Leanne? Did you get my unicorn yarn, my color? Did you get the gray and the green and the blue? What? No, gray, green, and pink. That one was mine. Did you get mine? Oh, I'm so jealous. Good night, Cynthia. Thank you for hanging out with us. And good night, Sherry. Lord. If you got my, I mean, I'll be jealous, but I will be very happy that you got my unicorn yarn. Oh, Spinners and Weavers Market Local. Okay. Oh, you got the confetti one. Yeah, that was really neat. Being on a live chat while she was dying. I'm jealous that she got a skein too. I think they're all gone now. I couldn't even order it and pay the you know, extra for shipping and all of that. I'm pretty sure that they're all gone. Well, it's 7 o'clock. I have been streaming for an hour. Mine still shows that we have 20 watching. I can stay here for a little bit longer if you guys would like. Are you guys tired of listening to me ramble on? Oh, Daigo. Daigo just got here. Bless her heart. I don't have to go just yet. I can stay for a little bit. But I will have to go soon because I've been up since 6:30 this morning and I haven't eaten a thing. I got up at 6:30, took a shower, got dressed, had my coffee, and then I was in a conference call until noon my time, and then I had to film, and then I had to set this up, and then I sat here staring at this, going, oh God, did I do everything right? Oh God, is it gonna break? Am I gonna hit the go button and nothing is gonna happen? Oh God! Yeah, that's where I'm at. And I didn't want to eat because I have a nervous stomach. So whenever I have nerves about anything, it's never a good thing for me to eat. Oh. So I might get hangry later. I have to keep it going. I'm so happy that you're here, Daigo. Daigo, where do you live? I can't remember where you live. Oh, y'all gotta tell me when I'm going out of screen. I'm not used to crocheting from above. Normally my camera, I wrap my arms around my camera while I crochet so you guys can actually see the stitches a lot easier. So I'm not used to having to stretch my arms out like this. Oh no, Jennifer said that she's been sick. Bless your heart, I'm sorry. That's no fun. I hate being ill. I don't get sick very often, but when I do, I'm very, very sick. And I am miserable. Like man flu has nothing on me at all. I'm a baby when I am sick. Like when I first moved out here, you know, whenever you move to a different region, all of the plants are different and things like that. Lord, I lost my voice for the first time in my life. Never happened to me before. My eyes were constantly still whenever I walk outside. Like my eyes get very irritated from all of the pollen and things around here. It's so much different. And I just haven't, my body hasn't gotten used to it. But I'm a baby. Even when my allergies flare up, I'm in bed. One of them is a variegated yarn. I don't typically crochet with Red Heart yarn, but this is for a 2-year-old. And while I would love to think that that 2-year-old is going to have it with her, say like when she takes off to college, I'm not quite certain that she would. Now I know that crochet blankets do typically last a really long time, but this is going to be a 2-year-old's blanket. So I didn't want to use like paint box yarn on it because I didn't want it to just get trashed. So it is Red Heart Super Saver, and the colorway for it is Wildflower. At the beginning when I started, I bought this yarn because I was going to make her a mermaid tail blanket with it, and I was envisioning being able to crochet the stitches in a way that, you know, one shell would be one color, and I could never ever get it to work out properly. So I abandoned that because I couldn't handle the color changes. Some shells had 2 different colors, some shells had 3 different colors, and I couldn't handle it, so I frogged it. Do I work from home? Yes. Yes, I do. Jennifer, you live in Las Cruces? Wait, is Las Cruces close to me? I think it is. I'm still not all up on my geography. I think you're close to me, Jennifer. I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't know how far we are away from each other. I really wish that I could find a yarn that would give me the effect that I have in my brain, but it will be hard because I can't even describe it in my brain. I can't describe the effect that I want. You know, I want it to look like a mermaid tail. I want it to have depth, and I want it to be shiny, or at least appear shiny in places. And I just can't work out in my brain how to get that effect for her. I am in Portales, Jennifer, which is up by Clovis. Dum, dum. The sun's starting to go down. Is my lighting still okay? Because the sun is going down and I am losing that part of my lighting source. Just checking. This is a technical run. If my lighting is getting bad, then that means that in the future I can only go for about an hour. Oh, another Texas person. I was working it in the crocodile stitch, and I couldn't get, with the way that these particular, you know, with the way that the yarn is, you know, you just can't see, like right here, you can see that it goes through 4 different colors just in 6 stitches. And a crocodile stitch is what, like 10 stitches? 10? 8 stitches? Lord. Oh, yay, the lighting is good. Thank you guys for helping me. That's great. Cynthia, because this is a technical run, I can't tell what it is that you typed. All it tells me is just that your message was retracted. I don't know what that means. Did you post something and then decide to delete it before it technically went through? Oh, mesmerized watching me crochet. Aw. Well, I guess that's a good thing. That means that you're relaxed. If you're mesmerized, that means that you're relaxed. That's another reason why I wanted to do that video, is because so many people have stress and anxiety issues, and they just don't know that doing repetitive things can help with anxiety and depression and things like that. It's just not something that they think about. So I'm glad that it's mesmerizing for you. Yay! Come up on the end. 1, 2, 3. Dum -dum. Oh, I thought that I forgot my scissors out in the living room. I was about to be upset, y'all. That would have been the end of it, because then I'd have really just been sitting here with nothing to do. Except for just talk to myself. Well, I'm talking to you guys, but it's different because I'm talking to a camera. Not really talking to myself, but talking to a camera, so it's a little bit... See, now we're going to get into this variegated, so you will see, you know, it looks like there's a good amount of yarn here. And then on top of that, the colors aren't the same length. Like they're not. Some of them are really short. Like this aqua one is really short. Like I get like 1.5 stitches out of this aqua before it's gone. And it's really, really annoying. I'm gonna take a sippy. Sippy. Rebecca learned how to crochet by her friend who threw a ball of yarn and a hook at her. Well, that's one way. It's kind of like throwing your kid in the deep end of the pool saying swim if you want to live. Ooh, El Paso. Let's see. Get around there. Start. Basically, yeah. See, look at that. The color is already changing. Oops, I forgot to do my carryover. Dum, dum, dum. Come here. I done got myself out of my groove. All right, here we go. Flip the tail over. By the way, if you guys haven't seen my video on how to carry your tails over, I'm a big fan of crocheting in my ends if I can versus weaving them in. So what I have done here, I have my tail right here and I am halfway through my double crochet. So you take your tail and you flip it over your working yarn and hold it down and then finish your double crochet. Then you pull the tail to the front, angled over your next stitch, and then insert your hook, go under the yarn and then do your yarn over. Go into the place where you're going to make your stitch, and when you come back, make sure that you're pulling up to catch that yarn in there and then work it through. And that's how you carry your tail with you and you can't see it, and you can continue to crochet over it and it makes it nice and secure. Just your little tidbit today. I hope that was in focus for you guys to be able to see. Dum, dum, dum. Almost Neighbors. Who is Almost Neighbors? I learned 7 different stitches in an hour and a half. Wow, go you. Daigo loves the color. I love the colors as well. I just wish that it was more consistent with the lengths of color. See, like right there, I have half of this stitch that's blue and aqua, then I have one aqua double crochet, just the one, and now I'm into the green. And because I was talking, I missed my pickup. Oh, come on. So I just wish that it was more consistent with how it changed colors, because it's super aggravating to not be able, like I would like to get one green granny stitch and I would like to get one aqua and one blue, but no, of course not. Just a little longer. It may work up nice with knitting because, you know, I think that variegated yarns do so much better with knitted projects, or at least they look better. I don't know how to knit. At least in my mind, they look better in knitted projects than they do crochet projects. But I think that that might just be my OCD, because there are a lot of people who really, really loved variegated yarns. I like gradient yarns. I love slow color changing gradient yarns. But they're hard to find. Me and Jennifer are close. Yeah, sort of. Down, up. Here we go. Stop it. I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and I told them that I did not prefer variegated yarn. I got a knot. I have a knot. That's another thing. Another bummer with Red Heart yarn. Do you know that in all of the balls of paint box yarn I have used, I have never once gotten a knot, and I have gone through oodles and oodles. And Stylecraft, I had just gone through, I mean, I've gone through hundreds of balls of Stylecraft, and I had never gotten a knot in there until I was working on my Arizona, and then I got 2 knots in the same ball, so that was kind of different. But Red Heart, almost every single skein of yarn that I have ever used working with Red Heart, there's knots. Snip. There we go. I hate knots in my work. I really, really do. I dislike it greatly. Okay. Alrighty. Crisis averted. I've tied my own knot. Oh. I don't like knots. I don't know anybody that does, actually. Knots are no fun. Come on, get up here. Dum-dum. You guys still there? I think my screen shows that we got 17 people here. Do we just have some people lurking? Or are you actually crafting and just listening to me blabber on? Which is okay. You can just listen to me blabber. I'm okay with that. See, this aqua, it's such a pretty color. I got 1.5 double crochets out of it. What is the softer yarn and is DK compared to Red Heart? I've been using Red Heart for so long and I want to try something different. Okay, listen. So this is the way that it's going to go. Stylecraft DK yarn is very good acrylic yarn to use. It's 20 times, 100 times softer than Red Heart. But Paint Box is my absolute favorite acrylic yarn to use. It's pricier than Stylecraft, but I truly think that it's worth it, in my opinion. I love it. Let's see, Leanne says, I agree with you about the variegated. It does suit knitted projects well. You really have to find the right crochet patterns. Claire from Bob Wilson has done some great shawls that suit it. Yeah, you do have to find the right patterns for it, at least in my mind. I just can't handle all of the crazy colors unless it's meant to be that way. My best friend's name is Jennifer. She had been asking me to make her a mermaid's tail blanket. What you described is what I want to make. You know, if I could afford it, and if this yarn was just a little bit thicker, because this is DK weight yarn, it would probably take me 20 balls, I'm guessing, of this to make a mermaid tail. I would make a mermaid tail in bamboo yarn, because bamboo yarn, it's so soft, especially for an adult. I would never do it for a 2-year-old because it's just going to get destroyed and not appreciated. But it has this beautiful sheen to it. Oh, Lord. But it would cost a fortune. Like, I would be mad if somebody used it after I made it for how much it cost. Oh, I just can't imagine. It would be super expensive, but it would be mighty luxurious. That would be the most luxurious mermaid tail ever made. I'm convinced. Where would you find Stylecraft or Paintbox yarn? You know what, Jennifer? I just posted a video about an hour, 2 hours ago now on my channel. So after we get finished here, if you want to go there, it's about getting started with crochet. But in the description of that video, I have links to Paintbox and Stylecraft, both the Aran weights, but you know, you can just look at the yarn there. Wool Warehouse has Stylecraft. Love Crochet has Stylecraft yarn. Daramore's has Stylecraft yarn, but the only place you can buy Paintbox yarn is Love Crochet or loveknitting.com because it is actually their house brand yarn. But it is by far, I mean, hands down, the softest acrylic I have ever used. Ever. If I had my choice, I would make all the things all the time in Paintbox. Oh, you are very, very welcome. I love Paintbox acrylic. Okay, maybe not all the things, because some things, you know, I couldn't make. I have a thing for making centerpieces for the table, you know, like for holidays to set down casserole dishes and things like that. I couldn't make that out of Paintbox acrylic. Most of the things, most of the time, I would choose Paintbox acrylic. Oh, there I am, wandering off screen again. Y'all gotta tell me when I do that. I'm sorry. Y'all are getting quiet on me. Is everybody getting worn out of the chat? My hands are starting to hurt. I think I'm going to stop after I finish this row. That's how bad my sensory issues are. I can only crochet with Red Heart for so long before it actually starts to hurt my hands with how rough it is. Bye. Sleep well. Ooh, if you're going to try Paintbox, you know what? Oh, I don't have my email open. Let me look at my email real quick. And because I just got a notice from Love Crochet, they are having their summer blowout sale, and I think it starts in 4 days. I think. 4 days, 2 hours, 36 minutes, and 22 seconds from now, their big July sale is coming. So I would wait. If you want to try Paintbox yarn, I would wait for that sale to start. Because lordy, when they have those big sales going on, have mercy. I go so crazy buying yarn, and I just bought yarn last week. But I'm going to do it again. Bye, Kimberly. Good night, Linda. Well, you guys were troopers. Hanging on a lot this week. I think we lost Kim a long time ago, but she was on a coffee date. So I am thankful that she popped in for as long as she did. Either that, or she's being mean and she's showing me around to everybody in the coffee place. So they can laugh at me. You know, I thought for certain I was further along in this, but that was my first turn. Y'all ever do that? Get working in your project and really think that you're further along than what you are? Somebody is out there mowing grass. If that starts to get loud for you guys, I apologize. Daigo said, I started making a swimsuit cover using a pineapple pattern, but the lady I'm making it for changed her mind and now wants it to be a vest-like cardigan. Still looks good. Well, that'll be interesting. That'll be very interesting. I can imagine. I really dislike working with black yarn. I made a blanket for my daughter that was red and black granny squares. Lord, like to have made myself blind. It was not fun. Not fun at all. That was one of the things that I mentioned in my video. Because, you know, everybody always has videos on beginning stitches, you know, like learn how to crochet, but nobody ever talks about, you know, what you got to do before you decide to learn to crochet, what materials you have to get. And I get a lot of messages all the time of people saying, I'm overwhelmed. There's so many yarns to choose from. Wow, that is some fluff. Come on, Red Heart. Lord have mercy. Come on, let go. Jeez. Come on. All right, stay still. Just to make me lose my... Oof. Ugh. Come here. The trials and tribulations that we go through. They never know. They never understand until they grow up and they start to learn to crochet on their own. Jennifer says, I guess I need to stay with this Red Heart till I am done with this blanket and then we can switch. I really want to buy some of the other yarn we've been talking about when the sale happens. Yes. Yes, you should. But beware, because you're going to get spoiled. Now, I'm not saying that I am a yarn snob. I'm not a yarn snob. Because in my mind, a yarn snob is a person that only uses, you know, like expensive hand-spun, hand-dyed yarn. I'm not a yarn snob, but I am quite bougie when it comes to my yarn. And that is because I've allowed myself to be spoiled. And I started the same way as most other people, using cheap yarn, Red Heart Super Saver, to learn how to crochet on, and I just didn't know any better. And then for a project, I ordered some Stylecraft, and I went, whoa, this is really nice. And I noticed that, like, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but my hand is starting to turn red from where the yarn is brushing against it, because it's so red, or it's so coarse when you're working with it. I know that whenever you wash Red Heart, it softens up, but that's not my issue. My issue is my working with it and it rubbing the skin off of my body. So I got Stylecraft for a project because everybody was using Stylecraft for it, and I went, okay, I'm gonna do it. And then I went, oh God, this is lovely. This is so lovely. And then when I was doing my polls, you know, last year when I was going poll crazy and I was polling every week, the topic of paint box came up when I did my polling on the most popular yarns in regions, and so many people were talking about this paint box yarn, and I'd never heard of it. So then I had to go researching it, and there was this one person, she's in the It's Crochet O'Clock Facebook group. Her name is Allison, but she's in the UK, so she's not here. She's sleeping. And she would on and on and on about it, and I finally went, you know what? Okay, fine. I'll buy some, because they had a sale going on. And I think I got my first order like 40% off because there was a sale going on. And I absolutely fell in love. And I have not turned back since. I love it. Love paint box. Oh, the Arizona was your first time using Stylecraft. What did you think of it? I think there were a bunch of people that got introduced to it. Good night, Karen. We will talk to you soon. Sleep well. There were a lot of people who had never used Stylecraft before, and then the kits came out for Arizona, so they just bought the kits. It's really not all that expensive. Yes, it's more expensive than Red Heart, but whenever you break it down by cost per yard, it's not all that expensive, you know, especially for the people that buy Vanna's Choice. Vanna's Choice is some expensive, yeah, that's expensive. That's expensive yarn. Lots and lots. I just lost my train of thought. Leslie actually just sent me a message, so it knocked me off. Oh, Vanna's Choice, expensive yarn. Red Heart is by far, out of the most popular yarns, Red Heart is the cheapest. It is, I don't think I do have my notebook. Let's see. I don't know how much Red Heart is because I don't have my notebook, but I will tell you that Stylecraft Special Aran yarn is 0.010, so it's less than a penny. Well, they're all less than a penny, but it's 0.010 per yard for Stylecraft. Paint Box is 0.013, and then the yarn that I just reviewed was 0.031. And Vanna's Choice is even more expensive than that. Vanna's Choice is crazy expensive yarn. Oh, see, you're new to crochet, so you haven't used the yarns. See, you just went and got yourself semi-spoiled. That's what happened to me. Like I said, the only reason I'm using this yarn is because it's for a 2-year-old. This particular project, because I would not be using it otherwise. Oh, time to go pick up the boy from the pool. Can y'all hear that door? I'm sorry. Oh, I have the figure somewhere for what the price per yard is, because I went through all of the most popular yarns and did the math for everybody, because everybody always says, I use Red Heart because I can't afford anything else. Well, guess what? 0.3 of a cent more per yard, you can buy Stylecraft. Yes, Paint Box is a little bit more expensive than that, but for 0.3 of a cent, you can buy Stylecraft yarn. Whew. And it's decent yarn. Worth it. Very good stuff. Knots drive you crazy. Knots drive Daigo crazy. Yes, they drive me crazy too. Hello, Leslie. Leslie is finally here. Yes, Paint Box is more expensive than Stylecraft by 0.2 of a cent. And Stylecraft is more expensive than Red Heart by like 0.3 of a cent per yard. That's okay. You're allowed to fall asleep. It's really not all that big of a difference between them. I will have to go into the Facebook group because I have all of the figures, I think, in one of the reports that I did for the pollings. Cynthia, you can buy Stylecraft. If you can buy Red Heart, then you can buy Stylecraft, because it's really not all that big of a difference. Sometimes you just have to be careful whenever you're purchasing it. What I like to do for things like Stylecraft and Paintbox, I never pay full price for my Paintbox yarn. I save up my yarn budget each month. I save up my money, and when there is a sale at Love Crochet, that's when I spend it. And Love Crochet has free shipping in the US for orders over $60. So I always make sure that I save up enough money, and then I buy my yarn all in bulk and get free shipping on it. I get it on sale. Leslie says, everything going well? Yes, everything went well. We did not have any issues, no technical issues at all. There was no lag. Everybody could see me. I had to adjust some lighting, and now the sun is going down, so the lighting might change a little bit, but nope, we haven't had any technical issues at all. Yep, whenever you sign up with Love Crochet, you can immediately get a 15% off coupon whenever you create an account. So that's fun. I love saving me some money. But that's really what, I don't have a choice, basically. Buying things at local yarn stores, yes, it helps out with the economy, but the things that my local yarn store has, they're far too expensive for what they are in my mind. So while I may buy something here or there just to support it because it's my local yarn store, the bulk of my yarn comes from either Wool Warehouse or Love Crochet. If I can get it on Love Crochet, then I get it on Love Crochet. Wool Warehouse is my second choice because they have a warehouse in the US. So as long as they have it in the US, then I get it in just a couple days versus having to wait at least 20 days from Wool Warehouse for it to get to me here, unless I pay $10 extra for DHL shipping, in which case I really didn't save any money anyways. So that's all I do. I just save up my money and buy in bulk because I have to. Don't forget that whenever you oh, is Susan going to sleep? Did I miss her? Oh, there she is. Good night. Good night, Susan. Don't forget that whenever you click on a link in chat, if you do, make sure that you right-click on the link, because if you left-click on the link, then it's going to take you in this window here and you'll lose the video, which is not all that great. Did you have a nice little nappy nap? There I go out of the screen again. Y'all didn't tell me again. Out of the screen, just leaning back, crocheting. I'm not used to it, y'all. It's going to take me a little bit. Dum dum dum. How many people? Cynthia says, I'm not a big Red Heart fan, but I am so glad I am here listening to you. Listen, I'm not a big Red Heart fan either, but I appreciate it for what it is, and I appreciate it for what it's good for. That's why in my video that I just posted today, I recommended it. It's cheap. It's readily available to a lot of people. You know, when you're first learning to crochet, even those of us who are veterans of crochet, if you have to order yarn, you're taking a chance because you can't feel it. There is something to be said for being able to squish the yarn in your hands. So for new people, you know, there's so many color choices for them to choose from. No, it's not the best yarn, but they don't know no different because they haven't crocheted with anything else. So they're not going to know the difference. I don't know. I think it's good for new people. I think that it has its place, like now, for a 2-year-old blanket that's just going to get destroyed and dragged through the mud and all of that stuff. It has its place. Rebecca knits her dad's winter socks in red heart. Aw. Leslie says that red heart is super for origami. I never know if I'm saying that right. And things that need a lot of structure. I will agree with that. It's definitely a stiff yarn. Work out just fine. Daigo said that she's sure that her friend would buy the yarn for that mermaid tail. Really? Because that's expensive. Daigo, where are you? Oh, you're in Texas. Okay, so listen. You can tell your friend that it's going to take 20 balls of this. And then you can go to besweet.com. I think that it is BeSweet. I think they're out of Michigan. They're the ones that are having the sale on this. Instead of it being $12 a ball, it's like $7.60 or $7.80 times 20. That's probably what you're going to need to make that mermaid tail blanket for her. Just in the yarn, and then you got to have the shipping on it. So, Daigo, that's what you... That's expensive. But if your friend's going to pay for it, then look, I'm on board, and please post... You're not on Facebook. I'm going to need you to email me pictures of the finished product at itscrochetoclock@gmail.com so I can see, because now you've piqued my interest. And if your friend's going to pay that amount for yarn for a mermaid tail blanket, yes. Yes. Whew. Have mercy. I can't even imagine that. Somebody do the math for me. What's 760 times 20? I can't math and crochet at the same time. Yarn categories. Hold on. No, that's webs. Hold on. I will get the link for BeSweet. BeSweetProducts.com. This is the link for the place that has the Vinnie's colors. Make sure you right click on that so it doesn't take you out of this window. That's the link for the website that's in the US that has Vinnie's colors on sale. $152. Why is everybody saying 150? Oh, 152. Because I asked a question. Duh. That's $152 in yarn. Mercy. Mercy. That's an expensive mermaid tail. I am just taken back. $152 in yarn. And to be honest with you, I'm not even certain that 20 balls of that would be enough to make a mermaid tail. Whew. I'm just blown away, $152. But look here, girl, if she's gonna pay it, I'm gonna need pictures. And I'm sure Vinnie would love to. If she paid you to make that and you emailed me pictures, I would make sure that they got to Vinnie. so Vinny could see them, because that would be beautiful. What takes you away to teach you? Oh, are they wanting to give you a walkthrough tour of how to moderate? That's awful nice of them. Yeah, don't leave. They are very yarn intensive. That's why this is 121 yards, 50 grams of yarn. So I don't know how many yards it would take, and this is DK weight. So make sure that you're factoring that into your pattern. Ooh, hiccups. Oh, please don't get the hiccups. Sippy, sippy. No hiccups. Ooh, no hiccups. Lord, I get hiccups and they stick with me for hours. Hours, y'all. Whew. Daigo, if you would like my email, since you don't have Facebook to send pics, I can send it to you. Oh, yeah, everybody wants a Daigo. You've just got to give in and get Facebook. You're missing out on giveaways, missing out on chances to win yarn and all kinds of good stuff. You're missing out on opportunities to share your pictures with all of us who want to see. I'm going to need you to get with the program. Leslie says that she messed up so badly. What did you do? Did you ban somebody from the channel, Leslie? You only been here for like 20 minutes. Did you ban somebody already? Oh, okay. Oh, slept through the beginning. Yes, you did sleep through the beginning. Had me worried there. I thought that you were messing around clicking on the spanner tools. Was doing bad stuff to people. I'm kind of glad that you weren't here at the beginning, because Kim was here at the beginning and she was going to do all kinds of naughty things to get you to kick her for training purposes, because she's naughty. So I'm glad that, there I go off the camera again. Lord. So I'm kind of glad that you weren't here at the beginning, because Kim was being naughty. You were doing very well, Jennifer. I appreciate your help. God, what is all of this stuff that is in this skein of yarn? Mercy. It's like yarn hair. You missed Kim? Yes, Kim was here at the beginning of the chat, but she is with, is it Angela? She's with one of the normal fiberific chatters at a coffee break. Andrea. She's with Andrea at a coffee meetup, so they did not stay. Aw, thank you, Daigo. Yeah, it's red heart for you. You never know what you're going to find in it. Whew, okie dokie. Here's the back of it. I haven't woven in any of my ends. The leftover ones. None of them. Oh. Aren't we normal? No, Leslie, we are not normal. We are strange, and strange is okay. It's perfectly okay. That's okay, Cynthia. They got it for me. Kim cracks me up too. She is hilarious. She's a troublemaker is what she is. Alrighty, so this is going to be my craft and chat project since it's just granny squares and I can do this without actually having to pay attention. And I say that and I just did 3 rows while we were doing this, and you watch. I'm going to be looking back through this later and I messed up and added a stitch when I shouldn't have, or something like that. Jennifer, you're part of our crew, so that would make you're strange too, and that's okay. Strange is the norm here at It's Crochet O'Clock. Premier brand cotton yarn in a denim color. Oh, I love denim colors because it's variegated, but it's not. But it's variegated, but it's not. Oh, I love denim colors. Sippy, sippy. Lord, I love me some denim color. I think that's the reason why I love these colors. Let me get some more. I got about 8 more minutes before I'm going to stop. Let me get some more of these colors. These are some of the colors that got sent to me. My favorite is this green here. Lord have mercy. It's stunningly beautiful. I wonder if this is going to focus in. See, and it looks different on this camera. Let me see. But it's green. Oh, it's beautiful. Well, it's kind of like a bluish green. That's beautiful. And this is it's kind of like a mustardy greenish yellow. Its color is called gold green, and it's very much, but look at how shiny that is. Have mercy. And then of course there's the pink, and then look at the sheen on that. It's so soft. Every time I bring these out, it's just super, super soft. I love those things. Love them. So seriously, if she's gonna buy it, yes, do it and then share it with all of us. Now looking at that blanket, this one, this little granny square blanket, I always have a granny square project going on just for those moments that, you know, I want to work on something to calm me down and set my brain straight, but I don't want to actually have to look at a pattern or count stitches or watch TV while I'm doing it and not have to look down and make certain of where my stitches are going. I always have a granny pattern of some sort going on just for that. Oh, Daigo is on Pinterest. I'm going to have to follow you on Pinterest somehow. Email me your Pinterest. It's crochetoclock@gmail.com, and I will follow you on Pinterest. I'm not on Pinterest very much. Facebook, Instagram, but not Pinterest. I mean, I have an account, but I just don't go there. And you know why I don't go there? Because I go there and then all of a sudden it's 3 hours later because I get lost in Pinterest. There's way too much stuff in Pinterest. I'm like, ooh, look at this. Ooh, look, there's a shiny over there. Oh, wait, there's a shiny over there. It's not good, I tell you. Not good. So we have about 5 more minutes, and then I am going to wrap it up because that will be 2 hours that I have been here, and the 12-year-old should be getting back from night swimming at the pool here. Then it's going to get loud in the house because he's a 12-year-old boy. So thank you guys for taking part of my test, and don't forget to give the video a thumbs up because that helps us. And let's see, we will do it again next week. same bat time, same bat channel, and hopefully Leslie will take her nap earlier next week. See, I can't stop touching this. Lord, I can't stop touching this yarn. I really do love it. I love this yarn. Have mercy. It's so nice. But, you know, my preference may change here in a couple weeks. I'm getting that shipment sent to me. It may change. One never knows. Thank you for hanging out, Nancy. I will see you in the group and hopefully on next week's live chat. Yay. Oh. Yeah. Poor Leslie. I'm just poking fun at you, Leslie. I love you. It's okay. There wasn't all that much going on. There was actually only one message that got filtered, and I have no idea why it got filtered, but it got filtered for naughty language, and there was not a bad word, a one in it. I think all she said was, I like that yarn too, or something along those lines, but there was no foul language in it. There was nothing even sketchy in it, and it got filtered, and I had to approve the message for it to go through. Crazy. I don't know. So those are the kind of things that you're going to run into. Yeah. So anywho. Okay, so that was the front door, and that is everybody coming home. So my house is going to get loud. So I am going to say goodbye for now, but if you're a member of the group, I will chat with you, I'm sure, multiple times in the group, and I will see you next week. Thanks.